Hello everyone and welcome back to Alex Builds. Today we've got the Airfix 172 messerschmitt BF109E-3. This is a little model kit that you can get quite cheaply. This is 172 scale. We get 4 paints, a brush and some poly cement in this kit. Perfect for people who are just starting out. So if you want to pick this kit up, you can get it from places like Hobbycraft or anything like that. If you're in the UK, you can pick this up really cheap now. Yeah, so this is what we're going to be doing. This is our paint instructions on the back, and we've got our decal locations as well. So let's get this open and take a look at the sprues. Okay, so here we are. We've got the sprues and everything out of the packaging. We get 2 big sprues here, sprue A and B. So this one here is sprue A. This has got all these bits on it, loads of little parts in this one that we're going to be fiddling around with. And on this one as well, some nice little parts for your landing gear and everything on there. And obviously you get your clear parts for your canopy in here. I'm going to leave this in the bag until we absolutely need it. Get some decals. I'll try and show you them, see if they'll focus. And with all of these little kits you get some poly cement and some paints. The paintbrush, which does have the number on it, I don't know if you can see that on there, it's a number 2 on there. So we get a number 65, 33, 117 and 31 in colours. So if you wanted to, you can paint them all now while they're all on the sprue. You can completely assemble your parts and paint them afterwards. It's completely up to you. Make sure you've got the cockpit for when you put these 2 parts together, but you can pretty much assemble these parts in any order you want. So to start off with, what we're going to do, how we're going to start, is we're going to paint all the pieces for the propeller. So there's 3 or 4 pieces to paint for the propeller, and then we're going to also paint the cockpit. They're all on this sprue somewhere. Yeah, so there's big little pieces for the cockpit and little chairs and stuff like that on there. So we're going to get all them painted. There's a little chair there. You can make that out. I'll show you how tiny some of these parts are. So there's a little chair. It's going to sit just in there. There's our propeller. So we're going to get them painted first, and then we'll start assembling the pieces. Okay, so we've got the first 4 parts all painted up, ready to assemble. This is for the propeller. So first things first, what we need to do is we can push this pin through the back of here. It's only going to go that far in, and our propeller is going to sit on there, but we're just going to get some glue ready on the back of here first. So I've got a little cocktail stick ready to apply the glue. So it's just going to go on these 3 points here, here and here. Now we can put a propeller on, hold it out like that, and we can drop this over there, just like that. We're going to hold that for a few seconds. That's going to hold that in place for us now, just like that. The glue on my fingers is just taking a little bit of paint off, but we can tidy that up a little bit later. So we put that to the side. and now we can move on to building our cockpit. So the pieces that we've got the actual base of the cockpit, which is all painted up. We've got this piece here, which is going to be glued onto here. Got the actual chair here. Got this little piece here, which is like the little foot pedals, and we've got a little steering stick just there. So we now need to assemble this together. So I'm going to assemble it with these little parts first. So I'm going to put this one in this way. Yep. So we put a little bit of glue just on the bottom of here. Now this can go in the first hole just on here. I'm actually going to use a bit of some tweezers for this. Just my fingers are getting in the way. Just like that. And we can do exactly the same with the gear stick. Just pick that up. And this wouldn't be a bit easier if we just dip it in the glue, rather than we don't have to use a cocktail stick for this one. Just hold it there for a second, just so that takes. That's our gear stick on. Now we can put our chair in. I'm going to use a fresh cocktail stick for this one. So you can either put it on the bottom here of the chair, which is what I'm going to do, or you can put it straight in there. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. I've left the bottom of this unpainted so it takes to it better, and now we can put the chair in. Just like that. And then lastly, we've got to put this piece on. So this is going to sit this way, on here, and it's going to be glued into the front here. So we're going to put some glue just on these points here, on this point here, and this point here. Should be fine. And now we can put this piece on here. We turn it round, and we can drop that just on there. Hold it for a few seconds, let the glue take to it, just like that. And that is our cockpit now fully assembled. And the only thing left to do with that is put the decal on. Okay, so we've put one decal on. Now we're just going to put the second decal on now. This is going to go just on the bottom, just like that. We can manoeuvre that into position before it dries. You can even use a paintbrush if you wish, a damp paintbrush, which I'm going to do, just to help manoeuvre that into place. So when you finish putting the decals on, you should have something that looks a little like that. I also painted the inside of the chair brown just so it stands out a little. So the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to paint the insides of the fuselage, getting them ready to be taken off of here, and we can start assembling the actual fuselage. We can put these in now. So we're going to paint the insides of here from about here to here on both sides. So we're going to do that first, and then we're going to come back and we're going to assemble this fuselage. Okay, so we've got the two pieces of our fuselage ready to be assembled, and we got our going to put our cockpit in first. So we're going to get a little bit of our poly cement on there. I'm going to get a cocktail stick, and we're just going to run it down the side of here. If you want to, you can clean up the sides here where it's going to sit. It's entirely up to you. Yeah, that's that piece done. This is going to sit just in here. We want to locate this just on the inside of this notch on this side, and we want the chair going over the top of this. So it's going to sit something like that. Very nice and flush. Give it a hold in there for a couple of seconds. Now we can do exactly the same. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run a bead of glue on all these points here and then all the way around, just to make sure that this stays together. So let's get that done now. On each of these little nipples, I'm putting a bit of glue, just there. Just like that. And now I'm just going to put a little bead that's going to go all the way around. I'm going to try not to get any here in the bit where the propeller is going to go, because the propeller will be able to move. So we need to make sure we do not glue that part. Nice little piece now, just do the bottom here. Okay, now we can grab our propeller. That's going to sit just in here, and then we can get our second piece and we can drop that into place and fuse these two pieces together. So I'm going to grab the propeller first to make sure that doesn't fall out. I'm going to slowly work my way around, giving it a squeeze all the way around to make sure that this takes to it. So I'm just going to hold this for a few seconds, and we'll come back when this glue's nice and dry. Okay, so that's the fuselage all dry and all fused together. We've tidied up the seams a little, got any burrs off of there, which there's a couple on the back and there's a couple on the top here. Next up, we've got to take A19, which is the two little side detail bits. So this is going to be going in either side here. So we'll do that first. With these parts being so small, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to apply the glue into the actual side here rather than onto these pieces, because I will get covered in glue. So let's get a little dollop, get a cocktail stick just on the end of the stick here, and we can just run a bead just on the inside of there. Just like that. And now we can use some tweezers. We can drop this part in. Now we can do the second side just down here. Let's put a bit of glue in there. Just run a bead all the way through that. And I'll drop the second part in. Use your tweezers if you have to. Just like that. Okay, so now what we can do, we can bring back in this sprue, and we've got two pieces. We've got this piece here which we need to cut off, which is A26, and we've also got this one here we need to cut off. So let's cut these off now. So this one, it does want the inside painted. I did miss that on the instructions, so I'll just quickly do that now. Okay, now we've got the inside of that painted now, and what we can do is we can take this piece here and we can drop that into there and give it a good clip in. No glue required for that one, you can clip that one in, as you can see. Gives it the illusion of a hollow area. Now this is going to be going onto the bottom here, so we're going to glue this on to the bottom. It's going to fit just on there, in there, and then this one is for the top, and this is going to sit just on here. Now you can glue this on if you want, or you can leave it so you can take it off and have a removable engine section, which is probably what I will do. So I'm going to get this piece all glued and I'm going to glue this piece in. So let's get a cocktail stick again and some glue. I go through some cocktail sticks, I'll tell you. It's a good job that you get 500 in a little packet, because I go through a lot of them. Through gluing and painting and all sorts. They go in handy. Alright, let's drop this one in. Just there. Just like that. And that piece, that's what we should have if you've done it correctly. And so to finish off this fuselage section, we're going to be trimming off these 3 pieces here, which is the rear wing pieces. So we can trim these off and then we can actually glue these on. And now with these 3 pieces all off the sprue, we can start assembling it. So these 2 are the side wings. It's going to go at the side here. One side has a little hole at the bottom and the other side doesn't. The side with the hole wants to be facing down, so we can apply a bit of glue to these now, just on here, on this little tab, and that's going to hold it in place for us. This is going to go in this side here, and we can just push that in and give it a hold for a little second, and that'll take to that. And we can do exactly the same with the other side. Put a little dollop of glue just on this tab again. And now we can put this one in the other side. Just like that. And the only one left to go on is this rear one. And this one's going to go straight down the back, attach onto there like this. So we'll get a little dollop of glue on this one and run it all the way down the centerpiece. You can pre-paint these if you want. I've chosen that I'm going to paint the fuselage all in one. So that's perfect there. But make sure it's straight. Just like that. And that's what you should have after this step. And now this is ready for painting. I'm going to paint all of this in this in the lighter colour, and then I'm going to put the same colour as the wings. Basically, I'm going to paint the whole fuselage that colour. And next we can start our lower wings. And as I said before, you can have your landing gear up or down, so that you've got up and down different pieces to put it up and down. So first off, what I'm going to do, I'm going to assemble the lower wings and the under half of the plane, but I'm going to paint these while they're on the sprue. So we're going to paint these 3 and this fuselage that we've already done. Okay, so now we've got all these pieces all painted. We've painted the undersides of the wings, which is these pieces here. We've painted the fuselage in the same colour, and we've also painted the top piece that goes on here. We've also done the big pieces for the landing gear and a couple of extra details to go on at the bottom. We've painted them as well, ready to go on, so we can assemble these now. So the first thing we want to do is take this piece of the wing, either side, doesn't matter which one you go for first, and we're going to be putting some glue on the bottom here, especially in these two little tab points here. All the way across it. It's the way I like to do it. And then we're going to lay this right in the corner of there. Like that. Make sure you get your seams all nice. And just like that. Give it a good little squeeze in. Right, now we can do exactly the same with this side. Slide it into place. Just like that. Yep. I'll put these two extra details on first. So all the pieces up on the bottom, the raised edges, put some glue just on the bottom of these raised edges, and these can go just in there. Now we can put the other one in the opposite side, just like that. That's the second one on. Now we can install our flaps. So again, some glue just on these pieces, and this one is for this side. We'll just slot that in. Just like that. I'm just going to put that one that way up so it dries that way up and doesn't come out. Now we can put some glue on these 2 points here. And the same on the opposite side. Just like that. Now I'm going to give this a few minutes to dry over here while we take a look at the fuselage. All nicely painted. We still got to do some sort of like camouflage detailing on this at the end. That's why I painted it all this colour, because this is the lighter of the two colours, and the darker colour, which is, I believe, this one here, is the camouflage colour, and there's not a lot of that on top of it, so we can attach that soon. So this should be dry now, so we can either install this onto the bottom of our fuselage now. So we'll move this piece to the side. This is just going to clip straight onto here, so we can put the glue on the front here all the way down here. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to make sure I've got fresh glue. And I'm going to apply it there first. And make sure you get all the raised points on here. And down the side of here as well. And I'm also going to put a little bit on this point here. And this point here. Right, now we can install this bad boy. it a good push, make sure it goes right into place, and hold that for a few seconds. Let the glue dry, and we'll come back. Okay, so while that's drying, what we're going to do is we're going to assemble our landing gear ready to go in. So we'll get our cocktail stick, and what we want to do is there's a couple of points on here. So this side we want to put a little dollop of glue just at the top there, on this point and this point here, and then we can take this, and there's two holes on the inside, so make sure we get it the right way around, and then we can install that onto that, just like so. So I'm just going to hold that there, let that one dry while I assemble the other one. So we've got to do exactly the same. Find the point of the insides, which is there and there. Now we can bring this bit in, and I can go lie down on top of there into the two holes like that. So we'll leave that one to the side to dry. Now we can bring back the first one, and we want to attach our wheel now. So what I'm going to do is you're going to put some more glue just on this nipple here, and then we can slide on the wheel. We want the flat side of the wheel facing in, and the detailed side facing out. So it's something like that. So we'll leave that one there, bring in our next one, and we'll add this onto here as well. That's our landing gear done. Now we can attach this to the bottom of here. So we'll turn this around so it's facing me. And obviously you can see the landing gear does go a certain way. So this one can be for this side, and this one will be for this side. So let's install these now. We've got the top point here, which is a peg to go in here. So let's get some glue on that. I'm just going to dip the top of this in the glue, just like so, and this one is for this side, so we can plug this in. There we go. Now we can do exactly the same with the opposite side. Let's go dunk that in the glue. And we can install this one now as well. Just like that. So we want to make sure that they're the same angle. So I'm going to go with that, which I'm happy with. So I'm going to leave them to dry for a second while we prepare the next piece. So the next piece, we're going to want the rear landing gear to go in. So for the rear landing gear, we're going to want one of these, which is B13. And B12 are for these points here. So we'll plug our landing gear in first, so we can dunk him in the glue. And he's going to go this way. Just like that. Now we can put these pieces in, and we want it facing. So we've got sort of like a nub on the top and it's flat at the bottom. So we want the nub bit to be at the top. So we can put a bit of glue on either side of this. And I am going to use the tweezers. And then we can install this in here and onto there. Just like that. Now we can do exactly the same with the other side. Make sure you get some glue on each end. And again, plug that in just to there. Just like that. Just going to turn this one round a little. Just like that. Now we've got all the landing gear installed. So now that should stand like that. And we've got basically the full plane assembled. Just a small couple of minor details to put on. So with the plane now assembled, we've applied some masking tape in the areas where we don't want this paint to go. So this is going to create our camouflage. So what we want to do is we want to have as little of this paint on the brush as possible, and we want to be brushing away from the masking tape like this, and just apply small thin coats until it's done. So I'm going to do that for the rest of these wings and the rear wings as well. Okay, so with the plane fully painted, fully assembled, now what we have to do is apply some decals. So what we want to do is get your decal, cut it out, drop it in some solution. That could be some water or some decal solution, it's up to you, and just let them soak in there. I'm using just plain old regular water, so I've got a little paintbrush to help apply. So we leave them in there for about 12 to 15 seconds, let them soak, and then the decal should move on the actual backing paper that it's on. So I think that should be long enough for one of them, so I'm just going to use my tweezers to pull one out and just check it by going like that and just manoeuvring it. It's not ready yet, so we'll try this one. No. So just keep popping it, there we go, that one's ready. So now we can take this one and we're going to be putting these ones on the wings. So this one's going to go, I'm going to turn this round, so it's the right way. This is going to go just right here, so just inside this second one here, and just pull the backing paper out. Now you can use your damp brush and we can manoeuvre that into the position you actually want it in, just by giving it a little nudge on either side. So that's that side done. I'm going to quickly do this side, which should be ready. Yep, it's ready. I'm going to try and get this in the same position on this side. And now we can make sure that it's nice and straight. however you want it, kind of like that. So let's flip the plane back over and show you all the painting and all the decals I've already put on, just like that. So we've fully painted it, we've fully decaled it. All that's left to do now is do the canopy. So with the canopy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use regular white PVA glue because this dries clear, and if we use the tub of poly cement that we've been given with this kit, it will fog up glass. So let me just get rid of this because we don't need this anymore. Right, so we've got our 3 pieces of our canopy here. We've got the front, which we're going to apply first. So we want to apply a bit of this PVA glue all the way around the bottom edge, just like that. And now we can drop this into place using some tweezers, and we can drop this just at the place here. Don't worry if you can see little dobs of glue, because that will dry clear. Oh. Get in. So we'll leave that one to dry there. Now we can move on to our second piece of canopy, which is under here. And this one is going to be going this way, so we want to apply some glue just on these 2 edges here. Straight down here, and again straight down here. Just like that. Let's put this one in, right at the back. Our last piece of canopy, you can have it 2 ways. You can either have it closed in the closed position, or you can have it, you can have it closed like this, or you can have it open. I'm actually going to try and have this open, so this might be a bit difficult to do. And it's just going on these tabs that are at the bottom. And we can just slide that into place. Can be fiddly, but just take your time. And that is what you should be left with the canopy, having it open. I am going to put this back on for you so you can see the full plane assembled. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll put a little showcase guiding you around the plane in just a moment, but I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe, and check out some of my other videos that's on the channel. And yeah, I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me.